All right. So on this activity, we are going to read this passage about bearded dragons. So I'm going to read it to you. I'll give you a sentence starter and help you find where to find your evidence. And then you are going to answer them on your own. So, bearded dragons. The bearded dragon is a medium-sized lizard. They are mostly found in Australia's deserts. We brought them to the United States in the 1990s. Shout out to the 90s. That's my era. The bearded dragon's habitat is warm and dry. Remember, habitat means the kind of environment it needs to survive. No snow for these guys. Bearded dragons grow up to 24 inches from tip to tail. That's 2 rulers stacked on top of each other. They come in many colors like red, yellow, orange, white, and tan. These colors help them blend in where they live. Bearded dragons can live up to 14 years old. They live longer if they are in a safe place or with people. Bearded dragons enjoy having people hold and pet them. They are calm reptiles that do not need a lot of care. Bearded dragons are omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Early in life, they like to eat more bugs than plants. But when they get older, they eat mostly plants and a few bugs. Bearded dragons may look scary at first, but don't be afraid of these kind reptiles. They are very gentle creatures. When they feel afraid, they do not attack. Instead, they freeze, puff up their throat, and sometimes change colors to blend in and hide, like camouflage. Fun fact, they are known for lifting up their front leg and waving it in a circle, like they are saying hello. So bearded dragons are a pet, and sometimes you can find these pets like a pet store, like PetSmart or Petco. And you can keep them at your house and you make like a little cage for them. Usually kind of looks like a fish tank so that you can put all of their food and stuff in there and keep it nice and warm and cozy. But my husband used to have a bearded dragon when he was a kid. And he said that it would just climb on his shoulder and just hang out with him and he would pet it, kind of like a cat, which is crazy to think about. So when we answer these questions, we're going to go back and highlight where we found our evidence. Now, you'll notice that these pages aren't locked, so they might move around on you. So something that you can fix that is if you click the page, like where the question is, and see the 3 dots pop up. If you click those 3 dots and then click lock and lock all, it'll hold it in place so it won't move around on accident. And you can do the same with the story. Click the story, click the 3 dots that pop up, lock, lock all. You don't have to do it, but it just makes sure that it's not going to wiggle around on you. What's wrong, Char? What's wrong, Charlotte? Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go potty? Okay, go to the bathroom, Mommy. Be right there. Okay, sure. All right. So our first question here, it says, what is the habitat of the bearded dragon? What is its habitat? Remember, its habitat is the kind of environment it needs to live. The bearded dragon's habitat is warm and dry. So on the text line, I'm going to use the text tool. I'm going to change the style a little bit. Oops. Let me see. That way I can fit it on my line better. And then change the color so you can see it better. There we go. The bearded dragon's habitat is, and using the text, What kind of a habitat does it need? Oops. Sorry, I know it's moving a little bit slow on your screen, probably because I have Zoom and the Screencastify going at the same time. So go ahead and type this, the bearded dragon's habitat is, and then fill in that blank. Get down from there. It hurts. Question 2. How many colors of the bearded dragon are there? So when I go back and look in my text, it says they come in many colors, like red, yellow, orange, white, and tan. So remember, I need to use a complete sentence. So I'm going to write, they come in blank colors. How many colors can you find a bearded dragon? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I lagging again? Hopefully it's not too bad. I reset my internet and everything, so I'm really, really hopeful. Okay. Once you figure out how many colors, so red, yellow, orange, white, tan, and you can write it on the line. The next question is, list 3 words that describe bearded dragons. Since it says list, we don't need to write a complete sentence for this one. So when I look back, I'm going to think about how did they describe them? It says bearded dragons enjoy having people hold them and pet them. They are calm reptiles that do not need a lot of care. Bearded dragons are omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. They are very gentle creatures. So there's a couple of different ways. Hey, Daniela, I'm glad you're here. That you can describe bearded dragons. You could say that they are calm, they are omnivores, that they are gentle. And when it says that they enjoy having people around, another word for that is social. If you're social, that means that you enjoy being around other people. So pick 3 words, and on here you are going to list those 3 words. So you'll list a word, comma, another word, comma, and your last word. Question 4, what do bearded dragons do when they feel afraid? So when I go back and look, it says bearded dragons may look scary at first, but don't be afraid of these kind reptiles. They are very gentle creatures. When they feel afraid, they do not attack. Instead, they freeze up, puff up their throat, and sometimes change colors to blend in or hide. Changing colors to blend in and hide is also called camouflage. So for your question, you would write, when they feel afraid, they do what? You don't have to list all 3 of those things. You could say when they feel afraid, they camouflage. When they feel afraid, they puff up. When they feel afraid, they freeze. You can choose one of those 3 if you would like, or you can put all of them. Totally your choice.
Miss Manning, I was so excited when I logged in.
Why?
I don't know, I just feel excited.
Okay. Question 5 is a vocabulary question. It says, underline the vocabulary word and use context clues to find out its meaning. The word it wants us to figure out is omnivore. So when I look back in paragraph 4, it says bearded dragons are omnivore. They eat both plants and animals. That tells me what omnivore means. So on question 5, I would write omnivore means, and fill in that blank. It tells us in the text what it means. So make sure you highlight it in the text also, because we're working on finding text-based evidence. And then make sure that you fill in that blank for the question. I think everyone's happy today because it's Friday. That means we have a weekend. TGIF. I could use a weekend to just chill and relax, and it's going to be nice and sunny outside. It's going to be great. When you finish that question, the last one says, use what you've learned from the text to make an inference. An inference is an educated guess. It means that you are looking at what you've learned and making a guess. What are some specific things that a bearded dragon might enjoy eating? So if I know it's an omnivore, it eats plants and animals. It says they like to eat more bugs than plants when they're younger. But when they're older, they eat mostly plants and a few bugs. What are some plants or bugs that you think they might eat? So you could write, they might enjoy eating. And tell me, what might they enjoy eating? Once you've finished answering all of these questions in a complete sentence, go ahead and press the green check mark and turn this in.